This summary of the Lord of the Rings world provides a quick but packed overview of its intricate lore, focusing on the key elements of the mythology that Tolkien developed across his many works. Let's break it down in more detail. 1. Different peoples. Middle-earth is populated by a variety of beings: elves, dwarves, tree-like ents, hobbits, and humans. These races have deep histories, many of which are explored in the extensive backstory across Tolkien's works beyond The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Second, wizards, Istari. Unlike typical fantasy wizards who are humans trained in magic, Tolkien's wizards are actually angelic beings called Istari. They are lower-level angels, specifically Maiar, sent by the higher order Valar, another group of angelic beings, to help the peoples of Middle-earth resist evil. There are 5 known wizards: Saruman, Gandalf, Radagast, and 2 unnamed blue wizards. Each wizard has a different fate. Saruman is corrupted, Radagast is distracted by nature, and the blue wizards disappear into the east, possibly forming magical cults. Gandalf is the only one to remain true to his mission. 3. The cosmology, Eru Ilúvatar, and the Ainur. The universe in Tolkien's mythology begins with Eru Ilúvatar, the supreme god. Eru creates the Ainur, angelic beings, who are split into 2 groups. Valar, the more powerful guardian-type angels, 14 or 15 depending on how you count. Maiar, lesser angels who serve the Valar. Wizards belong to this group. Together they sang the universe into existence, which begins harmoniously but is later disrupted by Melkor, the most powerful of the Valar, who introduces discord and creates evil. 4. Melkor and evil. Melkor, a rogue Valar, deviates from the harmonious creation and wants to impose his will, thus bringing evil into the world. His discord in the Song of Creation leads to the birth of suffering, corruption, and malevolent creatures like dragons and trolls. Melkor even attracts other Maiar to his side, like the Balrogs, who are on the same power level as the wizards. 5. Creation of races. Different Valar create different beings. Manwë makes the great eagles. Aula creates the dwarves. Yavanna, Aule's wife, creates plants and animals, including the Ents, the tree-like guardians of nature. However, Ilúvatar personally creates men and elves, which sets them apart as special, with men being his favorite creation. Paradoxically, men are given short lives and the gift of death, unlike the other races that live much longer and are tied to the world's fate. 6. Humans, men versus other races. Men with their shorter lives are seen as independent from the flow of creation, able to shape their own futures. This is why they are the get-things-done species of Middle-earth, often playing the decisive role in major events. In contrast, elves, dwarves, and Ents are more closely connected to the natural world and often resistant to change, which is why humans struggle to get them involved in the wars against evil. 7. Orcs and Sauron. Orcs were originally elves that Melkor corrupted into monstrous forms. This is part of Melkor's larger strategy of warping existing beings rather than creating entirely new ones. Melkor's rebellion eventually leads to a great war, which ends with his defeat and banishment. Sauron, who becomes the primary villain of The Lord of the Rings, was once Melkor's lieutenant. Sauron later creates the One Ring to focus his power, but that story is its own major plot point. Osmi Hobbiti. Hobbits are briefly touched upon. They are a subspecies of men, and although they play a critical role in the events of The Lord of the Rings, little is written about their origins. Their simplicity and humility contrast with the epic scale of the surrounding events, making them the unlikely heroes of the story. Key takeaways. The mythology in The Lord of the Rings is vast and complex, with layers of gods, angels, and sentient races all interacting in a world that was sung into existence. Wizards are not just magical humans, but angelic beings with a divine mission. Much of the conflict stems from the rebellion of Melkor, a powerful Valar, who introduces evil into the world by corrupting both creatures and fellow angels. Men and elves are unique, having been directly created by Ilúvatar, and humans, in particular, have the freedom to shape their own destiny, which plays a central role in the story's events.